Syria. Many forests and forestry plants cover large parts of our country. Trees embrace the sunshine, throw verdant shadows to protect creatures, plants and bushes. Trees, shrubs and different plants enhance the beauty of mountains, plains and valleys, along coasts, riverbanks and even steeps. In the peak time of summer, forests alleviate heat. In winter, they break the wind, protecting people and plants. They retain water underground. Their roots fix the soil deep in the earth and prevent erosion of winds and water runoff. Trees are an efficient factor to fight pollution, as leaves release oxygen in the air, absorb carbon dioxide and provide a screen against dust. Forests play an essential role also in protecting the biodiversity, allowing an infinite number of natural creatures of varied, well-balanced species to live and prosper. Flowers of the forest provide pastures for bees and allow best qualities of honey to be produced. Trees provide timber for construction, furniture and fuel wood, which is essential for cooking and baking bread. They also offer fresh and beautiful areas for recreation. Many natural parks are nowadays public. There people can relax, have rest, and spend pleasant free times. With the increase of population and needs for forests and products, man starts to ravage forests, to cut trees, to build houses and complexes without any discipline, and to cultivate forest lands. In order to benefit from some seasonal crops, man loses the immortal season, the forest that integrated and balanced the environment. Moreover, forests are used as pasture for herds and cattle. Sheep are spread there to graze, goats to eat leaves and break branches. It is the overgrazing practice which causes death for both forests and herds. Man has to know that such practices will exterminate the forest, and that if so, no repair can be done. The destruction of the Syrian forest started in the early years of the 20th century, when the need for fuel wood and timber became more urgent. As a result, the forest area diminished and reached 232,840 hectares, which is no more than 1.26% of the Syrian territories. About 31% of the forest area is concentrated mainly in Latakia province. The remaining area is distributed among the other provinces at different rates. Land and climatic conditions make difference in the green coverage rates among forest areas, as well as their components. Oaks come first with 58% of the total forest area. Then pines with 27%, Pistacia atlantica with 8%. There are also areas of Juniperus excelsa, Crataegus, laurel, basil, willow, almond, wild pear, wild olive, cedar, and fir. Decades ago, MAAR intensified forestry activities, implementing a new and amplified afforestation policy. The annual afforestation plan was developed to cover 24,000 hectares, and the number of seedling centres was increased. Actually, they produce every year 30 million forestry seedlings of 50 varieties and distribute free of charge or with symbolic prices no less than 5 million seedlings. Other quantities are also employed in artificial afforestation sites or distributed to other official authorities. The total afforested area is now estimated at about 228,000 hectares. In Syria, the last Thursday of every year is the Tree Day. It has become a national day, a sort of public festival in which people, governmental and popular organizations work together to afforestate new sites. The Forestry Directorate of MAAR is responsible for the management and protection of this national resource. The efficient strategy provided by the political leadership permitted that the Forestry Directorate commitment is implemented in 3 directions. To increase the green area in the country by afforesting new sites. To rehabilitate the deteriorated areas by afforesting the natural deteriorated sites. The afforestation of roadsides and streets. MAAR has also devoted special attention to an essential component of the agroforestry system, namely the windbreaks. Windbreaks are spread since ages in Syria, especially around Damascus, in Al-Ghouta area, which is famous for windbreaks lines made by walnut trees and poplar trees. Windbreaks act also as an income-generating activity to satisfy the needs for wood, fuel, wood, fruits, and seeds. In order to increase the environmental, economic, and productive benefits of forests, the Forestry Directorate is working now on the plantation of multi-purpose trees such as chestnuts, hazelnut, fruit pine, pistacia, walnuts, almond, robinia, acacia, eucalyptus, and others. The Forest Directorate is also deeply concerned with other technical issues such as the prevention and control of fires which are destroying wide areas every year. Ambitious and integrated fire control plans were developed. Fire control centers have been established in all provinces having forests. Centers are provided by specialized and permanent well-trained teams and equipped with communication systems and modern fire control equipment. The Directorate has also worked on structuring fire lines and roads to separate forest sites and facilitate fire control. Lines could also act as service roads. Fire lines are now extended along a total of 3,665 kilometers. Another 17,176 kilometers of roads have been built inside the artificial afforestation sites. Numbers of control towers have been increased to reach 40 towers. During the last years, MAAR has been focusing on important field activities. The objectives are to improve forest productive specifications in qualitative and quantitative terms, to promote and rush the natural reformation and selection processes, and to restructure the deteriorated sites. For this purpose, the Forestry Directorate has set up specialized field teams trained on pruning overlap, bent or dry trees in cutting and transportation of woods to the collection and distribution centers. Scientific research is the basis of every progress. MAAR has modernized the forestry researchers and started to find suitable scientific solutions for forestry problems. A forestry research department was recently established within the Directorate, under which work several research stations specialized in different forestry environments. Biodiversity is a unique and irreplaceable matter. MAAR has established and developed several forestry environmental reserves such as Cedar and Abbas Cilicia Reserve in Slimfa province of Latakia, Jebel Abdelaziz Reserve in Hasaka, Jazirat الثروة Reserve in Raqqa, Al-Arshani Reserve in Idlib, Al-Balas Reserve to protect Pistacia atlantica in Hama, Al-Farullak Reserve in Latakia, Al-Basit Reserve in Latakia, Abu Qbais and Al-Dalia Reserves in Hama Ghab, Al-Shara in Tartus, Shiha Misyaf in Hama, Damat al-Suwaida in Suwaida. The Ministry of Agriculture and Agrarian Reform sees that despite all efforts to increase the afforested area, non-stopping infractions cause great losses in the forests. Rural people think that forests and afforestation prevent the use of land suitable for grazing and planting fruit trees. Now it is agreed that villagers' participation in afforestation and forest resources conservation is essential to ensure the sustainability of such actions. In order to support this opinion, MAAR issued the Forest Law. The law objectives are to organize the management of the forestry resources, to guarantee the essential needs of the local communities without affecting sustainability of resources. The law also has acknowledged the inhabitants' rights to satisfy essential needs such as wood to manufacture agricultural tools, to maintain houses, and to use the pruning residues in heating and other uses. The grazing process was reorganized to also permit herds grazing, but not camels or goats, in all forests aged more than 10 years, provided that the herd numbers don't disturb the grazing capacity of forests. The grazing period has been set during 8 months, from July to the end of February every year. The process of organizing grazing has several benefits, as it improves the herd feeding system and ensures feed resources during dry seasons. It also provides shadow for herds during hot days. The system is also useful for the forest itself. Sheep clean the soil and provide organic fertilizers able to improve soil properties and to grow new plants. Grazing forests also help to prevent fire because herds eat weeds that could go in fire when dry. The forestry law has also regulated investments in the forest medical plants. The Directorate has established a central department and sections in all provinces to monitor medical plants, to identify sites, and to establish multiplication centers. The law has permitted the investment in minor forestry plants such as thyme, licorices, London pride, cordelias, and other medical and aromatic plants. Distillation activities have recently been developed in forest areas. The law, moreover, has ensured the right of investing and even exporting such plants. Special licenses are needed and issued by the forestry sections in the provinces. MAAR now is more committed to ensure participation of the forest communities in the sustainable and integrated management of the forestry resources. It is also committed to involve rural women in all income-generating activities, as well as to support the participatory approach of the forest communities and the setup of integrated agroforestry systems. All should be aware that the forest is a quality native heritage. Such awareness should remain live and constant. Safe and healthy forests protect the environment in which we all live, protect many creatures which form the chains of biodiversity. Such change should remain uninterrupted if we want the environmental balance to continue to support the sustainable development process. That, if we really want to meet with our welfare needs as well as with that of next generations. The forest is a national wealth, a wealth for everyone. We all should protect forests, and we should all work to develop forests.